Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to the channel. As you guys see by the title, I have 3 NFL draft prospects that the Vikings cannot miss. These are 3 can't-miss hits that the Vikings could take at the number 12 spot in this upcoming draft. We have the NFL Combine getting underway and the NFL Draft a month or 2 out. And I'm super excited. If you guys are new here, please hit that subscribe button and comment down below. Out of Sauce Gardner, Tyler Linderbaum, and Derek Stingley Jr., who would you prefer the most for the Vikings to take at 12? I'm going to be breaking down each 3 of these prospects right now. All right, let's start off with Sauce Gardner, Ahmad Gardner, the cornerback from Cincinnati. And my automatic NFL comparison for Sauce Gardner, and I know Vikings fans, he reminds me a little bit of Xavier Rhodes. He has some Rhodes in him. He has that lockdown, long, lengthy corner mentality. He's 6'2", he's 200 pounds, he's very long, like I said. I mean, if you just go through on his highlights, that's probably the number one thing that would jump off to you. It's just like his arms, they look like they go down to his ankles. He's incredibly long. He's actually got very good speed for being 6'2", and he's got very good technique. Honestly, before I was going through this kind of draft process of figuring out which corner I really like the most, I was really set on Derek Stingley, who I'll get into later on in this video, and I was kind of going into Sauce Gardner thinking he wouldn't be nearly as good as Derek Stingley. I just thought Derek Stingley was, kind of not miles ahead of him, but at least had some, leverage over Sauce Gardner. But then I started going into Sauce Gardner's technique. He is fantastic. He's got great closing speed where he can get beat and he can recover, which is huge in the NFL, like I've been saying. And then also favorite stat, he had 1,000 snaps in college, 0 touchdowns. If you look at any number, any sabermetric, any height, weight, I mean, he marks every single box. Again, he gets drafted, the Remy's getting popped open. We're getting on to the offensive lineman who could really help the Minnesota Vikings, and that is Tyler Linderbaum. Tyler Linderbaum is the center from Iowa, and I'm sure you guys have heard kind of the hype around him is that he is the man. He is the offensive lineman of this draft, and normally centers don't go this high at all. Normally centers are late first-round max. Normally you take them in the 2nd to 3rd round. Obviously the Vikings took Garrett Bradbury, 18th overall, thinking about that. But centers are normally not the highest draft picks, except when you have the exception, which is Tyler Linderbaum. This is very similar to when Quentin Nelson was coming out of Notre Dame. Normally people don't really want to take a guard that high. But when you know the guard is going to be an all-pro for the next 5 years, you kind of have to. So I feel very similarly with Tyler Linderbaum. He could literally be a guy you draft right now in the draft at the end of April, say you're the center of the future, and you really just need to close your eyes and just watch him develop. And I think, honestly, him right now is better than Garrett Bradbury. You play him right now, there's going to be night and day difference with Garrett Bradbury. And also this Linderbaum, Garrett Bradbury just has bad taste in my mouth. I don't know what it is as a Vikings fan. I just think he is one of the biggest busts that we've had in this organization. He has the lowest pass blocking grade for a center in the entire NFL. And he was a first-round pick, and this was his year 3. That's normally, they say centers, or offensive linemen, when it's year 2 or 3 when they really start mauling people. He hasn't at all. So I think this would just kind of solve a problem that the Vikings have been dealing with ever since, honestly, Steve Hutchinson retired. So, we'll see. Tyler Linderbaum, definitely a pop the Remy candidate for the Minnesota Vikings. All right, my last choice, and he is still my number 1 choice for the Vikings at number 12, and I would even be okay with them trading up for him, and that is Derek Stingley Jr., the corner from LSU. Now, listen. There's a lot of talk about him. He has had injuries over the past 2 seasons, which have kept him out, and he's only been able to play 10 games. But just the raw talent. Like, you watch him. You go really watch Derek Stingley highlights for 20 minutes. And you just watch his closing speed. You watch his technique. You watch just the mantra he plays with. When you talk about personality on a football field, I feel like that's something that we don't really talk about enough when it comes to, you have different guys who play quarterback. Obviously, like a guy like Tom Brady, very composed, and that's his kind of personality. He's very technical with everything. And then you have a guy like Big Ben, who's really not that technical, but he can still get it done because he just got natural talent. When it comes to the corner position with Derek Stingley, he reminds me of Jalen Ramsey. Like, it's the same personality. Like, he's going to talk shit to you. He's going to get in your grill, but then he's also going to back it up, and he's going to make you look very stupid. The amount of receivers that have gotten embarrassed by Stingley over his freshman year when he was a freshman, This was 2019, the LSU national championship year. His stats were phenomenal. He had 6 interceptions. He was a menace on defense as a true freshman, an 18 to 19-year-old kid. I think he should be the number 1 choice on the Vikings draft board. If he's there at 12, you take him, you close your eyes, and you say, damn, we have a lockdown corner for the next 5 to 10 years at least. I mean, he's special. I think he's the closest thing to Jalen Ramsey we've seen. I've seen comparisons to him to Marcus Lattimore. I agree with those two. I just think his personality, his alphaness, his dog in him, it reminds me a lot of Jalen Ramsey. And he's coming from LSU. We got Daniil Hunter, Patrick Peterson, Justin Jefferson. We kind of have an LSU cult at the Minnesota Vikings. Let me know what you guys think down below. Derek Stingley, Sauce Gardner, or Tyler Linderbaum. What would you guys prefer out of those 3? Let me know down below. But for all of them, we're going to pop the Remy. Any 3 of them get drafted, it's Remy popping time. Let me know what you guys think down below. Skol Vikes.